Welcome to the Shenanigans Podcast.
Welcome, ladies and gents, to yet another episode of the Shenanigans Podcast, Artist Edition, the podcast series where I interview artists who are not super well known, but should be. On today's episode, I am joined by Syracuse, New York-based alternative artist Feyde. Feyde has been on the alt pop music scene for a few years now, with popular tracks such as 3am, Stars, and Next to You. He recently released a 2-track single last month, so you guys should all make sure you check it out right after listening to or watching this episode. Please welcome Feyde to the Shenanigans Podcast Artist Edition. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of the Shenanigans Podcast, the podcast series where I interview artists who are not super well known, but should be. I, of course, am Ishanasu Mazura. Today, I am joined by Feyde. Let's go.
Hey.
Let's go. How's it
What's
going?
going on? It's going all right. It's going all right. Hanging in there. How about you?
Yeah, surviving, you know.
That's all we can do. Yeah.
Exactly. It's all we can do at this point in time.
Really.
Okay, so, as always, we always start off with a joke. Feyde, you've seen podcast, of course. So, let's start off with a joke.
Gotcha.
So this is a guy telling the story, right? He's like, I saw a girl crying, right? She was crying her eyes out. So I asked her, where are your parents? And then she started crying even more, like bawling her eyes out, rivers flowing from her eyes, and she started crying even more. Man, I love working at the orphanage.
Oh my god.
But
dark.
That was a short one.
Yeah, it's to the point. Nice and brief. Yeah. No,
all right,
fun.
cool. Let's get right into the questions then. So, you've mentioned before that you were born in Syracuse, New York, right? So the New York's music scene, it's pretty big right now. Are you close with many other artists around the area?
Syracuse itself definitely has like a music scene. Yeah, there's definitely some people I've collaborated with and some people I've worked with in the past that have gotten me to where I am now. So it's definitely on the come up, but yeah, it's not too bad.
That's pretty cool. Are there any tripping over my words? Anyone super notable that you've worked with, or is it they're all underground as well?
Yeah, well, I mean, I just released 2 singles with this girl, Libby Reed, who actually goes to the school I went to. So I see her stuff on SoundCloud, and I was definitely a fan of her. So I really liked her voice, so I wanted to get her on 2 tracks. So we just put those out, titled Obvious and Wasted Time. So those 2 tracks, with Libby definitely stand out.
Yeah, congratulations on that, by the way. How long did that take to produce and record and all of that?
Thank you. Yeah. I mean, I think I just sent her 1 song, which it turned into the song Obvious. And then I wanted to do kind of like an outro to it where like the beat switched up. But that ended up kind of turning into like a separate song because like we kept on adding things to it. So I kind of just broke them apart and just did like a 2 single release. So I mean, it probably took around like a week or 2, maybe 3 weeks. I mean, like it was pretty quick, but once we got it, then we just wanted to put it out right away. So
that's crazy. Yeah, congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Okay, so for some of your tracks, right, I feel like there's definitely a story behind them, like there's some experience that led to the creation of a track. Has this ever actually occurred? Like, for instance, one of my favorite tracks of yours, by the way, is See Your Face, right?
Thank you.
I'm into sad music. A young man like me is getting over someone, so...
I feel you, man. I've been there there for sure. So, yeah.
I mean, I pretty much asked the question there. Has an experience ever actually led to the creation of a track?
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to writing songs, like the instrumentals or musically, I think that's generally where I pull from, like emotions or like stuff I'm trying to convey. When it comes to lyrics, I mean, personally, I think I'm terrible at writing lyrics. That's the part I struggle most with. So when it comes to like getting out like a feeling or an experience into words, I feel like that's not necessarily like my strong suit. I think I kind of just try to convey like the feel of the track or like the chords or like, so I generally I pull from like emotions. So not maybe specific experiences, but maybe times where like I'm feeling something and then I just put that into like a song, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I get you. Okay,
Mhm.
so I guess that kind of leads me on to my next question about the track Roseanne, right? The person in the
Sure.
track Roseanne sounds like a really special person, I'm not gonna lie. To the point
That's
where you don't want to fall in love again. So
Mhm.
tell me about this
Yeah.
person. What made this person, if they even exist, so special to the
Well,
point
that's
where, where you
yeah.
felt this strongly about them?
I mean, that's like really funny, actually, because I feel like whenever I do like questions on Instagram, like one of the most common ones I get is like, "Who is Roseanne?" And like, I mean, I don't, I've answered before, but I'll set the record straight here. I mean, like, Roseanne isn't a specific person, but maybe kind of like bits and pieces of different people that I've, like known in the past or have had experiences with that I've kind of pulled from, and I'm just like, you know what, this is like Roseanne just kind of embodies like everything that you kind of don't want in like a significant other, maybe, and I kind of just put that into the track.
That you don't want.
Well, like, trying to think back now, like, well, just like I think it's mainly like like someone who was either like playing with your emotions or someone that maybe you felt strongly for, but then, they, didn't feel the same way or treated you badly. And just, you're kind of like, I don't even want to fall in love again. Like, this isn't worth it.
I feel like I probably interpreted the track wrong. I'm not gonna lie.
No, I
I mean,
mean,
thinking about some of the, because I was thinking, right, that this person was so amazing that if things ended with them, you wouldn't want to fall in love again because it wouldn't, it wouldn't.
oh,
Yeah, that's what I interpreted it as. But that
that's
now that I'm
that's a
thinking
great
about,
interpretation.
yeah,
Yeah.
now that I'm thinking about it, the lyric about her effing with your heart to pass the time. I mean, that yeah, it makes a whole lot more sense now that I think about it like
Well,
that.
yeah, and I mean in general too, I think the track was I think I definitely probably started with the instrumental first, and I wanted something kind of upbeat and kind of like rockish and like just, and I think the words came secondary after that, but yeah, and I mean generally too, the words are pretty repetitive. There's not really a whole lot to it, but I think from what was said, that's kind of what I was trying to convey, but I don't think there's any wrong or right, interpretation. I mean, if you like the track, you like the track, and I'm grateful for that. So
Yeah, exactly. I mean, for me personally, I like the track. It's one of my favorites on that.
thank you.
It's would you say it's an album or an EP? It's
Yeah, so that's off of Cosmic Summer, and that was like my first album. I think that's like tracks, and that was like my first like full length project. So
cool.
yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, next question, unrelated. What's the meaning behind Feyde, the stage name? What's the story behind that?
Yeah, so and Fade is totally fine. I haven't been able to get something that sticks. I think originally I thought Feyde. That's like how I say it. But at the same
Oh.
time, no, but that's fine because every other person in the world says Fade. So like maybe it's just Fade. I don't know. Kind of complicated, but essentially I think I've been through like a series of aliases in the past for like different projects, but I think I kind of settled on that because I was just looking up like different words, and the word for like faith, like in Italian, is like fede, like Fede. So I just threw in a Y, but people think it's fade, completely fine. It's all about the music, so
I think I don't know. I think if you added like an accent, like a little swoosh at the end of the E, it would
Yeah,
probably, present it. Yeah, it would probably
yeah.
emphasize the A at the end of it. I don't know. But are you Italian?
I am part Italian. Yeah, on my mom's side, she's very Italian, so that's kind of where I get that from.
Right. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah, I was thinking you do look a little bit Italian. I'm not gonna lie. You do.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. So fede is the word for faith in Italian. Then is that so?
Yes. Mhm.
Okay. but then I suppose what I'm getting at is what made you go with Faith? What exactly made you want to go with the word Faith as your stage name? Is there anything in particular, or did you just think, like a lot of people, did you just think that it was just really cool?
I don't want to sound superficial, but I mean, yeah, like I think I kind of just, I don't know if there was a whole lot really behind that, or maybe I kind of just thought it sounded cool, but I just wanted something that would stick. Because I mean, I think I would change my name like every so often, or like I'd try to make a different style of music, and that I'd be like, oh, well, this name needs to like change. And then like, I'm just going to pick a name and I'm going to make whatever I want under it. Some things are going to be different. I may not have like a set sound, but like this is going to be under that name. So I think that was like the last definitive alias that I've chosen, and I've stuck with it for a couple of years now. So
yeah, I've noticed actually that your music does change. The general sound of your music does change a lot over the course of your like just going down your Spotify. So would you say that you have a certain genre, or is it just a sort of bounce between each thing?
Yeah, I mean, I like to, even if I haven't put it out, there's a lot of stuff that I've made that maybe would be kind of like from left field compared to like what I've put out like on Spotify. But if I had to go with like a genre, maybe like alternative, like pop, or like alternative R&B, like something alternative, because I don't think I'm really kind of set in like a specific lane of like music. But I don't know. I guess that.
Yeah, that makes sense, to be honest. I mean, I see there's this one playlist on Spotify that I see all the time called Anti-Pop. I don't know if you've seen it before yourself, but I see it pretty regularly. Yeah, like people like Duckworth, Joji, and people like that appear on it all the time. Yeah. Okay, so next question. When you visualize a person listening to your music, what kind of person comes to mind?
Ooh, that's an interesting question. I don't know. I don't know. I've never thought about this before. I don't know. Damn, you stumped me on this one. I don't know. I hope anyone. I mean, I hope anyone can really find something to relate to, or find something to connect with in my music. So I don't know about like a specific type of person, but I guess anyone. I mean, I hope anyone can really pull something from it. Yeah. But I don't know. That's interesting.
Okay, so my next question is related to that. What do you want your fan base to look like? What does your ideal fan base look like to you?
Yeah, I mean, I guess like eclectic. I mean, like just different people from different walks of life with different styles and different experiences. I mean, I guess I don't want them all to, I'm not really trying to like hit like a specific niche, I guess, with my music. Like I think like this kind of goes into like a broader thing, but I guess I mean like I'm kind of just making music because like I love doing it, and I do it for me, and I do it as a form of like expression where like sometimes words can't get out what I'm trying to convey, so I turn but if anyone can listen to that and somehow relate to it, I think that's kind of who I want my fan base to be.
Yeah, have you been doing music, like has it been a thing that you've been set straight on your entire life, or is it just recently become a big deal?
Yeah, so I've been around music my whole life. Like my father like was in bands and stuff like that. I think my mom like played piano, and so I've grown up around music. It's always been a part of my life. And I think in second grade I started playing drums and had some like drum lessons, and then throughout like middle school and high school I was in bands, like either like the school band or like outside of school, like in just like different rock bands and stuff. And then it wasn't until like the middle of like middle school or like secondary school that I like started making music with like GarageBand. I do everything like myself. And so once
Oh,
I
yeah.
once I got that, then I was like, I don't need to rely on other people to like make music. I just went full force with that. So it's been a couple years, definitely, like maybe like, I don't know, 5 or 6, maybe 7 years since I've been doing like stuff like as I'm doing it now.
Yeah. Would you ever sorry, you broke up a little bit there. So did you say you
Oh,
were in a
okay.
band or you had a band or something along those lines, or was it?
Yeah, so like middle school and high school, I was in like different bands, like outside of school, like rock bands, like local, like some of my friends and like my sister, we were like in a band.
Right.
Um,
Would you
yeah,
ever
so-
would you ever join a band again, or is it, is it just a solo thing for you?
yeah, I mean, I think so. I mean, like I'd love to get a group together to kind of like play the music that I'm making now. I think that'd be
Yeah.
really cool to bring live setting to my music, but it's just a matter of finding people, finding the time and stuff like that. But I think I definitely like to. I definitely miss it. It's something I definitely took for granted, like getting
Yeah.
together with musicians and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people in New York who are musically oriented. So,
Yeah,
I don't know, one of the
yeah.
two.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm sure you could literally find someone just like that,
Mhm.
who's interested in the type of music that you make as well. I say type of music that you make. There's a lot of different
Yeah.
types, but
No, yeah,
Um,
but yeah, something in there for sure.
yeah, exactly. I mean, there's something in there for everyone, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Do you have any songs that you think should be more popular? Are there any tracks that you worked really hard on and by the time you finished it, you were like, yes, this one is going to be the one to top the charts. I'm going to be getting a star on the Walk of Fame, all that stuff. Is there a certain track that you think should be more popular, but people didn't appreciate it as much as you thought they would?
Like I remember back to when I released Thoughts from 3 a.m., one of my EPs from a while ago. The song Indigo from that EP, I thought that was going to be pretty big because there were a lot of elements to it and it was a little different style than I usually do. But from there, I think 3 a.m. kind of took the spotlight, which I'm also very happy with that track. But so I'm not like unhappy, but there's definitely some other tracks I wish, got a little bit more attention, but just happens.
No, I completely understand that. I mean, I've had tracks that I've made, which when I listen to them again, I wonder how I ever thought they were going to get big. But I've had tracks that I've made where I was like, man, this is gonna be the track to get me on all Spotify playlists and all of that. This is the one where I'm gonna make it, and
Yeah. Also,
here I
I
am.
think, you said "See Your Face," and I think that's really cool you brought that up because that was another track that I was really happy with, and that like I sent it to my friends and they were like, that's the one, and I think that's maybe one of the least played tracks off of Cosmic Summer, so I was like, okay,
Yeah,
like, it's fine,
because
but
the thing is, with See Your Face, it sort of sounds like one of those tracks, like, fan cams. I don't know if you've seen fan cams on like Twitter and all of that. It's basically just montages of different like clips of people from a movie. Like, I don't know, let's.
is that what those are called?
I
Wait,
think-
fan cams?
Yeah,
Because I
fan
think I know exactly what you're talking about, but I never know how to. Yeah, are they called fan cams?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's like with
Gotcha.
the 90s filters on and all of that.
Yes. I know exactly what you're talking about. I just
Yeah.
never knew they were called that.
Yeah, it's
I learned
also.
something new today. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm sure a few listeners will have learned that as well. But yeah, so it sort of sounds like one of those tracks that you'll hear on a fan cam, a montage of
totally
some.
see that.
Yeah, exactly, a montage of some girl from a movie or something, from a coming of age movie even, getting their heart broken, something like that.
Well, hopefully some people start making those to that song. Hopefully
Yeah, I
we
mean,
can
you know
get
what?
going.
I'm sure a few people. People probably have already, to be honest. I think. I mean, have you ever seen any fan cams of any of your songs before, in particular?
I don't think so. I mean, like maybe one or two, but I mean, I haven't really. I don't think so. Yeah, I mean, I'd love to see that kind of stuff. If people are making those and want to send them to me, then please do. But I don't know.
Yeah, I think if ever I get to the point where anyone's using my music to make fan cams or any sort of video like that, that's when I've made it. Either that
Yeah.
or when you type your name into Google and then you get like that little information box on the side.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, it's like it means like people are like engaging with it, and I think that's really cool when people can take things and like make something with it, or it just shows they're connected with it, and I think that's really awesome.
Do you have a favorite lyric you've written? Are there any lyrics that stand out to you? Like when you wrote them, you were like, "Oh, that's the one."
I mean, like that's kind of touching on like earlier. Like I don't know. Personally, I feel like I just suck at writing lyrics. I don't know how to do it. And when I find something that like just sticks, I'm like, like that's that. I don't know, but I don't know. Oh, well, actually, I just thought of this. This kind of relates to the question, but the whole thing behind 3 a.m. where it's like. The clock says 3, but the night's brand new. Let's set it to 2. Which I guess I kind of like that lyric. I think that was kind of cool. But I think, I could be wrong, but I think I released that EP on like daylight savings time. Like over here we have like daylight savings time where like we set the clocks back. And I didn't realize that. I didn't realize that though. I put it out, and then I remember like that night, our clocks went back, and I was like, oh shit, like
Yo, that might be the sickest thing I've ever heard.
I think
that's crazy.
it was just totally unplanned. I was like, this is a sign. I was like, I should have known at that point that
you need to tell everyone that it was planned.
it was totally planned. I had it written down for months. It was prepared and ready, and I executed right on time. So
Exactly.
I capitalized on that.
For real. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm fully understanding the lyric though. Give me a genius lyric description of that lyric in particular. The clock's going. That
Yeah.
lyric.
So it says like the clock says 3, but the night's brand new. Let's set it to 2. So essentially, I mean, what I'm trying to convey is like you're having a great time with someone. And you want more time, so you set the clock back. It's like it's not really, you don't want it to be 3. You'd rather have 2 or like earlier because you want more time. But for like daylight savings time, it's like like in the fall we set the clocks back, and in the spring we set it forward like an hour. And that's the whole daylight savings thing. And so like so I think when I released that, it was the fall, so we actually did set the clock back from 3 to 2. And I didn't realize it. I realized it. Whatever you want to. But yeah. So I think just that together. Maybe it was more for me that I was like, "That's crazy that I did that." But I thought that was kind of cool. So.
Yeah, that is really cool to be honest. And I feel like whenever you hear lyrics like that, a certain person can pop into your head. I feel like that's happening to a number of the listeners right now as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite place you've performed, or I mean, have you been performing in many places like over the course of your musical career? Is it or is it just like mostly a home thing kind of thing?
Yeah, so I mean, as of right now, I haven't played out a lot, and obviously over the past, couple months, that's not really even like an option to play out, sadly. But the one time I would count this as like my first like kind of like real performance was last December at this place in Syracuse called the Westcott Theater.
Yeah.
And that was really cool to play there because I had back in the day, like I originally made like EDM music and kind of just like dance music, and I used to DJ a little bit. And I had played some shows doing that kind of stuff at the Westcott Theater, like opening up for people and some big names that I really liked at the time. And so then getting to go back there and having seen so many shows there, getting to go back there and like play a set where like I'm not behind anything, like I'm out front with the mic, and like it's, that was crazy nerve-wracking, but also I felt, really like proud of myself for getting up there and being able to do that. So I think there's, hopefully when things open back up, I'll be able to do more performances and stuff like that, because I had a blast. But
yeah, And I mean, I'm hoping to see some live videos of you on the internet as well. Those live videos with comments where people are like, "Come to Brazil, come to Brazil."
Yeah,
What's up with that? I don't know if you've seen that before, right? But under
yeah.
every single live video I've ever seen, people are always like, "Come to Brazil, come to Brazil."
I guess more people need to come to Brazil. I guess people aren't going there enough, and that's up to us to get there.
Yeah,
So
that's true. I don't know what's
Yeah.
up with that. I mean, okay. I was actually speaking to someone on Omegle the other day about this. They were basically saying that no one ever goes to Brazil. Apparently, that's what I've heard.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm thinking now where like you see people release like world tours or like you see tour dates, and it's like maybe you just don't see Brazil a lot. Maybe people don't try to go there. But I mean, listen, if some place in Brazil wants to have me do a show, I would love to go to Brazil. Let me know. So I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like, I mean, Brazil's a great place as well. It looks like a great place.
Yeah.
The culture, the food there as well. It looks like a really cool place. I definitely
Looks
love
beautiful,
to visit
yeah.
at some point. We have reached the end of our interview questions. Now it's time for our Would You Take the Deal questions. There are 5 Would You Take the Deal questions. For the listeners who are not super savvy on Would You Take the Deal questions, or for you, Feyde, if you don't know what Would You Take the Deal questions are, Would You Take the Deal questions are when I present you with a scenario or with a pitch, that's what I was looking for. But there will be one condition, be it big or small, and you have to decide whether or not you would take this deal.
Okay.
So, would you take the deal question number 1? You can own whatever object you want for free, but you must remain single for the rest of your life.
Damn.
That's tough.
I'm trying to think of like what the object could be that would like entice me so much that I wouldn't. Yeah. I don't think I'd take the deal. I don't know.
I see myself taking it as well.
I don't think I could take that deal. I'm like just thinking about it. No, I couldn't do it.
Exactly. I've met some amazing people in my life, and I don't think I could take that deal.
Yeah, really.
The idea that there were probably more amazing people out there, and I'll have to remain single for the rest of my life.
All for an object. Yeah,
Exactly.
I don't know.
I mean, it could be like, it doesn't necessarily have to be an object itself. It could be like happiness or something like that, I guess.
Oh.
But
Well, that's a whole other can of worms. I don't know about that.
for happiness? I don't know.
But does that mean if you were in a relationship, then you couldn't be happy? Is that what that implies?
I feel like if you didn't take the object, you could still be happy, or you could still feel whatever emotion you wanted to feel. You just have to it would just be like your normal life, I guess.
Okay. Then yeah, I'm not taking that deal. I think I think we're still there.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't take that deal either, to be honest.
Yeah.
Okay. You get an AI life coach, artificial intelligence life coach that improves your life. Whatever it tells you will improve your life, but you must obey it or you will lose $50,000 each time. Or in this case, for the listeners in the UK, £50,000, Great British pounds, every time you disobey the life coach.
Damn. Okay. I mean, so does it imply the life coach tell you something to do that you would not want to do, like something bad?
No, it wouldn't tell. Like whatever it tells you to do would improve your life, but it could be like telling you to go streaking at a, World Cup football match or something.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ooh. I mean, if it would improve my life, then I don't know. Maybe I'll take the deal. I mean, I don't know. I mean, if they're trustworthy and they're like, this definitively is gonna help improve your life, then I mean, yeah, why not?
Yeah.
What do you think? What's your perspective on this?
I couldn't do it. Honestly, I couldn't do it. 'Cause
Really?
what if it tells me it's, I don't know, go and kill a puppy or something, and then everyone around
Oh,
me,
well, hey.
everyone around me.
Well, first of all, I don't know how that would improve my life. I mean, like, I don't. I mean,
Maybe in the long run,
I guess.
I guess we're talking about like a long run situation. It could be in the long run or short term, whatever you go with. But either way, it will improve your life.
Oh, well, now I'm having second thoughts. You know what? Actually, no, I take it all back. I'm not taking the deal. I think it's better to be and to make mistakes. That's how you learn and you grow. So no deal. I'm not listening to the robot.
It's a monkey's fist kind of situation, you know. I don't know if you've heard of that story. You know, the monkey's fist, where the guy gets 5 wishes from a monkey's fist, and then, you know, all this crazy stuff happens. Okay, it's similar to the genie in the bottle thing, where the genie will basically make life difficult for you no matter what you wish. Yeah.
Gotcha. It's like, it's not really what it seems. It's like, you know, there's
exactly.
gonna be some sort of twist. Okay. All right. I'm not taking the deal.
I couldn't
talk me out of
it. Yeah, exactly. I feel like this AI life coach would end up, you know, getting me ostracized by humanity. Like, maybe my life would be better if I was ostracized, but do I want to be ostracized by humanity for the rest of my life, though? That's the question. Okay.
Seeing it now.
You become completely incapable of losing a fight, but someone challenges you to a fight every week. I know that, okay, stereotyping here, but I know that Italians, right, they can be loud, they can be, you know, very, I wouldn't say, they can be a bit argumentative sometimes. What's your perspective on this?
Well, I'm going to be honest. I absolutely hate confrontation. I will do anything to avoid any of that. I don't think I've really even been in a fight at all in my life. I'm pretty chill, I'm pretty reserved. I'm not really maybe playing into that stereotype. I'm kind of like to myself, you know. So I mean, I'm saying no deal to all of these, but probably no deal, because I just don't want to fight anyone. I don't know. What about you? What do you say to that?
When I was reading this and I was writing it up, I was thinking about it. I was thinking maybe I would take this deal, you know, but having to deal with a fight every single week. No, thing is, I could go and fight Mike Tyson right now, right? Do you know how much money I would win in a fight?
Oh, so that could be lucrative. Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Tactics.
Maybe. I don't know. I would just be so anxious every week. It's Sunday. I gotta fight someone today.
Exactly. You could stay in your house, you could stay in your room the entire day. Someone's gonna bust down your door. SWAT team comes through the window oi, what? You wanna tussle, mate?
Guys, I don't want to do this today. Please, don't make me do this.
Oh my days, yeah, I couldn't do that. Come on, guys.
Pretty exhausting, yeah.
Have you ever seen Fight Club yourself?
I haven't. I probably should. It's a classic, but I haven't seen Fight Club. Yeah,
it's a great film. Trust me. It's got some sick plot twist at the end as well. It's great.
Yeah,
it's great.
I'll check it out.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. You get to achieve world peace on Earth. Oh my goodness, this one's a bad one, yo.
And I'm intrigued.
You get to achieve world peace on Earth, but you have to kill 1,000 homeless people in order to achieve it. What? Wow. Yeah. Okay. So, would you take the deal, Feyde, or John Feyde? What are we going with here?
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, you can just call me John. I mean, I just go by John, so that's fine. But
are you taking the deal, John?
Am I taking that deal? You presented me with a real interesting deal here, and you know, I mean, wow. I don't know. What do you think? What's your perspective on this? I'm putting you in the hot seat. I know it's a heavy price. It's a heavy price to pay, you know. Would you personally have to kill them, or you just take the deal and then they just go away?
You can't just push a button and then 1,000 homeless people die. That's not how it works.
Man.
Have to kill 1,000 homeless people. I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be. This sounds so sick, but it doesn't necessarily have to be, you going out and actually like killing them. I mean, it could just be, I don't know, you give them you buy them a drink or whatever, and it turns out to be
Oh.
or something
See,
like that.
I think what's interesting about that is, yes, there would be world peace, but I feel like, I mean, as long as you're like sane or like an empathetic person, like you would probably have the guilt and weight of that while the world prospers. So it's like, is it really like peaceful for you? Like, I feel like you're kind of sacrificing yourself in a way. Like, that's got to be a heavy weight like on your head,
Exactly. But I mean, people who would be dying in like bystanders in wars would get to live. But then again, okay, here's the question. What's the maximum number oh my goodness, this sounds so bad. Because the thing is,
but it's for world peace. I don't know.
The thing is, I pass homeless people all the time as well. I walk past them all the time. So, oh man. Okay, what's the maximum number you'd be willing to kill for world peace? I just want, before I get cancelled, it's for world peace, okay?
I know. I'm just, this is tough, man. I don't know if I get, I don't know. I mean, it's murder. I mean, the other thing I'm thinking of too, though, is like the amount of people that you would be saving from wars and famine, drought, natural disasters. I mean, you'd be saving millions. But does that mean it's worth the price? You said 1,000, or did you say 10,000?
Yeah, 1,000.
1,000. Damn, man, I don't know if I should be calling the shots on this. I just make music.
You thought you'd be coming on here for just like a nice, chilled interview about, you talking about some of your songs, maybe a project that's coming up in the future? No. I want to know how many homeless people you'd be willing to kill for world peace.
Okay. All right. Oh, man. I mean, I'll just. I mean, you know what? For controversy, I'll take the deal. I'll just world peace.
You're about to get cancelled. You know that.
I know, probably.
We don't have to include this question, just so you know. We don't have to include it. I can cut it out if you want.
I don't even care. No, I mean, like, it's a hypothetical. I don't know,
It's a hypothetical. Okay.
But what would you do? I take
the deal as well.
All right, so we're in this together. We just made a pact. We're
both
going
getting
in on this.
Then.
All right. Thanks.
But nah,
we had fun.
Yeah, I feel like it would be worth it for world peace, saving all those lives.
Yeah, but yeah, all right.
Okay, cool. Last one. You get a free car valued up to $75,000, but it comes with an AI computer system that will always insult you and belittle you.
I mean, honestly, that sounds pretty funny. I feel like, I love comedy, and I like, I maybe could get behind that. I don't know. I think I'd take the deal. Yeah. I mean, would it insult other people if they got in the car as well?
Probably.
Or like, oh.
Just have to tell the person, like, sorry, it's my car. The car.
I think I'd take the deal. I think I could just be like, yeah, like, I'm sorry, my car's a dick, but they'll just we'll get there in 5 minutes. Just tune it out, put in some headphones. It's fine.
Yeah, exactly.
But,
man, I'm just thinking though, like, I don't know, like, I miss a turning on my way to work or something, and this car's like, oi, you're a dickhead, man. What are you doing with your life?
I mean, I don't know. I think I'd take it though. I think I could put up with that. But yeah.
I was thinking about this myself, actually. I was thinking, because sometimes my ego can be fragile, right? But then again, when I think about it, it's just a car. I'm literally getting insulted by a piece of metal. So Yeah, I
It's
feel
like,
like
what did they know? You know, it was just programmed to be this way. I mean,
yeah, I'd probably
I,
take that deal as well.
yeah, I agree. I think we're taking the deal.
Okay, cool. I do actually have another question, by the way. I
Yeah,
noticed a blonde poster and I believe a still woozy poster as well.
yeah. I
Yeah,
got some. I don't know if you can. My room's
yeah,
a little messy. I don't know if you can see the messy part, but yeah, I got a blonde poster. I got a still Uzi poster, and then against this wall over here, I have a Brockhampton poster.
that's sick.
So,
So, I was actually gonna ask, would you say these are people who inspire your music as well, or is it just, you just like their sound?
yeah, I mean, I definitely think I pull from different aspects of all those artists more. I mean, I definitely um, music being a big part of my life. I mean, like I would say I make it just as much as I listen to it. Like I'm listening to music constantly. So yeah, those are definitely some of my big influences for sure.
Yeah. What would you say, what would you say your favorite Brockhampton project is then, for instance?
Ooh. Um.
This one's gonna be
Yeah,
a bit
Saturation
polarizing.
trilogy.
Pardon?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely love the Saturation trilogy. Like that's how I got into them. Like specifically, I think I really love Saturation 2. But I also did like Iridescence, and I did like Ginger. Um, I mean,
You're
well,
gonna
what is
separate.
what?
You're gonna you're gonna polarize some people there by saying that.
I mean, I think when it came to those projects, I don't know if I like them in their entirety, but I definitely liked, certain tracks or certain verses and stuff like that. I love Bareface so much. I love Matt Champion and like Kevin and those guys. So I don't know. I can get behind what they're doing pretty easily. I mean, I definitely fanboy a little bit when it comes to Brockhampton. So I don't know. What do you like Brockhampton? Do you have a
Yeah.
perspective on that?
You know what? I used to listen to them every single day. I used to,
Mhm.
blast their stuff all the time. But at this point, I mean, my favorite project by them is Saturation 3, actually.
Okay.
Tracks like Rental, Bleach, Boogie, stuff like that, they really set the bar high. And even Sweet as well. I
Yeah.
think I
Oh
think
yeah.
Sweet was on Saturation 3, wasn't it?
Sweet was on Saturation too.
Oh, okay. In
I'm
that case,
almost
forget
positive.
Sweet. But yeah,
Saturation 3 was great too. I mean, yeah, it definitely had a lot of great tracks too. And I think that may have been like, the biggest one for them, maybe commercially or like I remember like a lot like seeing their music around a lot more once Saturation 3 came out, um, amongst like people I knew. So
yeah, definitely. I feel like I'm not gonna lie, they ever since Ameer left, everything's just been going downhill. I started listening to Ameer's
that's
music, like
yeah.
he recently released a new single called Keep Your Distance. That track, right? When I'm in the gym, it's like I get a star in Super Mario and I'm just like da, 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 da,
Yeah.
I'm ready to
That's
conquer everything.
that's so crazy you said that because this is actually I think this is really interesting. But they had their it was like Stereo Love or Stereo Sound or Stereo. They had a tour that they were going on after Saturation 3 with Ameer. And their first show was at this place called the Upstate Concert Hall, which I went to see them at, and I bought like a hoodie, and it had like their whole tour dates like on the back. And Ameer was in that show, and then I guess the second show they played was in Boston, and Ameer didn't come out for that show, and then they canceled the whole tour because that's when they kicked him out. So I have a hoodie from the only show from Ameer's last show, from that canceled tour. So I feel like that's kind of crazy, and it might be worth something one day, maybe.
It absolutely would be worth someday, I think. Something someday, I think, to be honest.
Yeah.
You need to be careful because you might have some people coming after you now.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Maybe some Ameer's, yeah, people, but
that's crazy.
yeah.
'Cause it's
No, I
crazy
think that
to
was kind of
think-
crazy.
It's crazy. It's crazy to think that we'll probably never see a Brockhampton concert with Ameer ever again. It's probably never going to happen. It could happen, but it's probably not
Yeah.
going to happen though. It's actually insane. I
Yeah.
mean,
And I've heard in interviews and stuff too that they or like I think a few of them, I mean, still kind of talk to Ameer, and like Ameer said, like he's still Brockhampton's like #1 fan. Like he's, and I don't know where it stands right now. I just remember hearing that in some like video interviews and stuff. But I mean, it'd be cool to see. I don't know. I mean, time will tell what's with that, but I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like Ameer was really because with Iridescence and Ginger, once again, it's not the same,
No, he definitely brought like a grittiness and like a rawness to some of those tracks, because he's very like like you said, like you listened to that new song of his like at the gym and stuff. Like he'll definitely get you kind of pumped up and like ready to go do stuff. I don't know.
Exactly.
But yeah.
Okay, so I have one more question before I let you go on your way, Feyde. John Hanover,
Sure.
You are presented with a microphone, right? This voice from the sky tells you this microphone allows you to speak to everyone on Earth for 10 seconds. What do you say?
Oh my God. First of all, I'm gonna probably not say anything for like 5 seconds and just be like really over anxious. What am I gonna say? Man, I don't know. let me think for a moment.
That's your 10 seconds up, my guy.
Oh, that's my 10 seconds.
No,
That's
I'm
it.
joking.
I think that would be perfect though. I think that'd be hilarious and great if I'm given this, prestige, this opportunity to speak to the masses, and I just am like, wait, hold on, give me a second, and they're like, no, your time's up. Like you blew it, and I'd be like, well,
Exactly.
I think that would be a very me thing to do. I think that's that.
Okay, let's say you've had a week to prepare
Okay.
Yeah,
All
let's
right.
say you've had a week to prepare for this thing. You knew it was going to happen. What do you say now, John?
I would say thank you all for coming. Hug your friends and family, love everyone, and listen to my music. And that, I think that's what I could do.
I get the message across. Fair enough.
Don't be a dick. Be a nice person and listen to my music. So
That's the most important part. Honestly, I think I'd probably say listen to my music first. Either that or listen to the
Yeah.
Shane Anagans podcast artist edition.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Throw in a plug.
Yeah, that's the greatest advertising opportunity in history, and it's for free.
Mhm.
Like,
You gotta fit in 10 seconds, but it is, yeah.
Exactly. There's companies who would pay hundreds of millions for that opportunity, I think. So, yeah.
I think I would love that too. There's like a bidding war, and they're like, no, we're just gonna give it to this kid from upstate New York, and he's just gonna say something for 10 seconds. And it's like, okay, all right.
Yeah, that would be insane. All right, cool. That brings us. I feel like that's a good note to end this episode of the Shane Anagans podcast artist edition. So,
Sure.
John Hanover, Feyde, do you have anything that you would like to say to the listeners before we close off this episode?
Yeah. I mean, shameless plug. Check out my music. Follow me on Instagram. It's Feyde Feyde.
Oh, you're gonna have to say that again. You just broke up.
Did I just break up?
Yeah.
All right. So Instagram, it's Feyde. So that's Feyde. So the same thing twice. My 2 newest singles, those are out. And hopefully within the coming months, I'll have another EP out. So that's my next project right now. Is another EP. So stay tuned for that.
All right. Sick. All right. Cool.
Awesome.
Listeners, thank you for listening to this fortnight's episode of the Shane Anagans podcast artist edition. My name is, of course, Ishana Sumazura. Stay Shay-mazing, and I will see you all next time. And that concludes this fortnight's installment of the Shenanigans podcast, Artist Edition with Ishanasu Missoura. I am, of course, Ishanasu Missoura. Feel free to subscribe to this channel and click the bell next to it, or if you're an audio listener, simply subscribe on your podcast platform of choice. If you have anyone you'd like to see on the podcast, or if you're an artist who would like to make an appearance, feel free to drop me a message on any of my socials. See you all next time.